Welcome back to the podcast for founders by founders. This is the Uncommonality Podcast.
Today we have Nate Green with Thrive Logic. He is part of the big pitch here at Seed the South Capital Summit. So we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Nate, give us a little bit of background as to who you are and what Thrive Logic is.
Sure. So I went to DeVry University, computer science degree. We had to pass by having a senior project. And me and my partners, we had no idea what we were going to build. And then 9/11 happened.
Oh, wow.
And so my dad, being a carpenter, built me the inside of a Boeing, and I made a terrorist-proof cockpit. I allowed the co-pilot and pilot to see video footage of what was going on behind them live, and then built a flight attendant earring duress and a men's wristwatch duress to let the pilots know there was a situation. Made the news and been in physical security over 23 years now.
No kidding.
That's amazing.
Yeah. How did you even, I guess, figure out this was a passion of yours?
Watch those towers fall, and it was the first time in my life I didn't feel safe. And I was like, no one should ever feel like this. So I've dedicated my life to physical security and safety.
So, dive us into what Thrive Logic is.
So our current world is broken. People buy cameras, buy access control, buy analytics software, buy recorders. Takes like 7 or 8 different systems, and none of them talk to each other. Yet every building buys them, and they have this magical hope that it's going to protect their loved ones, their coworkers, their brands, and it never does. And I sold those products, supported those products, programmed those products for years, and I knew in my heart it wasn't aligning with my personal values, which is everyone has a right to go to work, church, school, or shopping and be safe. And in our world today, that's not happening. And with these mixed systems, it's not happening. So I brought all of those disparate systems into one interface and made them smart. So they're looking for behavior changes, weapons. They're looking for all the data that's out there. Using these existing systems, we make it smart. And I worked with the FBI and law enforcement, and there's great documents out there saying, this is who your threat is. This is what a threat looks like. This is how they behave. No one reads them. So I pull it in with our agentic, and then the computer vision reads those things live, never takes a break. It says, man, that person's shown up late for the first time. They're trying to badge in on a Saturday when they're a Monday through Friday employee. They've showed behavioral changes. They're not participating at work anymore. They're not buying the cup of coffee that they always bought at the Starbucks inside our lobby. And we're able to see their performance and time and attendance. And instead of that being all over God's green earth, we bring it in and we say, out of 10,000 people, these are your 3 threats. And then you can have HR, instead of broadcasting junk emails and trying to intervene with 10,000 people, go to the 3 people that need it. Same thing through K through 12. So I ingest how the students' behavior, what their grades are they slipping, drug use, what they're typing in on their Chromebook. And then I can go through a whole school system and say, here's your 3 potential active shooter threats. And the school can give that to the guidance counselor and intervene and go, Tom, is everything okay? No, mom and dad are going through a divorce. I'm being bullied. If I can stop it before it starts, that's my goal. But if there is that random attack at a corporate office at a K through 12, our system is fully ready to detect that and get law enforcement in there quickly.
There's so much going on with that, though.
Hold on. So when did this start? Because I imagine that AI plays a big role in what it is that you guys are deciphering. So like, how did you, when did this start? Like, when did you get the technology to get it done? Like
2018, I saw all these DoD AI engineers and combining submarine sonar to see where enemy subs are. And I met these guys that were experts in computer vision that were telling what cow belonged to what rancher by the pattern on the body, the animal. It knew that. And I looked at that and I was like, you guys have something there, but it needs to be applied in a vertical that's suffering. And look at all of our active shooter events and workplace violence events, right? And I said, what if we took existing systems and made them smart with that and showed corporate offices, K through 12, higher ed, where their threats are and detected them, but let them know months ahead of time. So getting involved with FBI, Homeland Security, they produce all these documents on best practices, but no one reads them or interprets them correctly. So we did that with the system. So if you've never driven our system before and there's a fire, it says a fire is detected on the second floor. Do this, do that, do this, and then do that. So you would never need to be trained in, because you always revert in a crisis to your least form of training. So it walks the operators through what to do. And in these events, the most extreme active shooter events, most people don't die from the gunshot. They die from bleeding out. So isn't that sad? Like that 3, 4, 5 minutes, a kid, a coworker is bleeding out, dying because first aid, first responders can't triage the wound until they get the all clear. What we do is it's a common practice amongst all building types. What every officer enters, they're allowed to solo engage now with the threat. They have to clear rooms that have no human beings in them. I mean, think about that. They don't know. We light up the rooms green, yellow's people shelter in place, red is the threat. So now if you're in a corporate office environment, your floor plans pop up for the police. And with our AI, it says, there's no one in that room. There's no need to kick in the door. But there are people shuttering in place here, but the active shooter's on the 3rd floor. He's wearing an orange shirt and they're able to take them out and then call. And think about that. If they know the active shooter's on the 3rd floor and they're engaging with them, they can get aid to people on ground floor, 2nd floor, and start saving lives from that bleed out.
That is insane. I think one thing I want to call out here is you said something within that is brilliant, and it's the fact that on the one-off case that it is already in the process of happening, or there is an active shooter on campus, like we'll get someone there quick. But before that, you mentioned, hey, these are the trends of the people that are showing these types of behaviors, which there's a certain type of psychology to that that I think isn't addressed enough. Of like, we all see the shooting happen. I mean, we saw it happen at FSU about 4 weeks ago. My intern is at FSU, and I've talked to him about it, and he was like, it was pretty sad. And he, what you're addressing is the behaviors before. It's like, hey, yes, we all see what's happening on the news after the fact it happens, but how do we stop that in the first place? Which I love that your approach to that. It's amazing.
I mean, even the expansive nature of that, right? So some of the things you were highlighting, I don't want to go the other direction, but corporations could even see threats in terms of this person will potentially leave.
Yes.
Like there's versatility in all of this.
100%.
On top of the most important
100%.
key of what it is that you're doing.
Healthcare is the most violent industry in the United States, not prisons, not jails, healthcare. And most nurses don't report it because they get punched, kicked, hit, and then it takes $88,000 to recruit a new nurse when you could see their behavior challenges and changes, and then be able to intervene and say what's wrong, and they can tell you. Could be a personal issue, could be a violence issue at work. But before that nurse quits and already hurts your already struggled staff with staffing, you could save that nurse and save that $88,000 of recruiting. But you think about it, it's just so important to us. We take advantage of existing technologies and just provide those insights that are floating out there in HR systems, payroll systems, security systems. Bring it in and make it intelligent, because it's so important, like to see that and act on it early.
So if we wanted to implement it, right, it's essentially an API to a website. So you guys are downloading the software onto whatever camera systems already exist. And then they're downloading, I'm assuming, an app or something on their phone systems and things like that.
Phones, computers, we just ingest it and then we make it smart.
So it's the software essentially.
Yep.
That's genius.
Yeah, that's great. Just in the best interest of time, I know we want to touch on 2 other things here. So real quick, can you talk us through what you felt as you were going on stage, the nerves beforehand as you stepped on to pitch, and then also how you're feeling now?
Oh, sure. So I feel great now. Nervous because a lot of those folks, it's hard to get this message across how important it is and that 5-minute window. And this allows us to have more of a conversation. But people don't think about the impacts of that, right? And that those nerves go through me because I believe in it, right? And they don't think about when those events happen, you're not in business anymore. If you're a shoe company, you're not making shoes. If you're a logistics company, you're not moving boxes. It's a crime scene. It's a crime scene for 15 to 20 days after an event. Blood cleanup. It's their investigation. You're going to lose a fifth of your employees because they mentally can't overcome what they just witnessed. And most people go, it had never happened here. And then look what happens. And then now the litigation, it's in the tens of millions because they're not following the best standards and practices that are readily available. They don't know how to implement them.
Or you can feel the passion about it.
Oh, yeah.
From you. We can
It's
feel
real.
it.
It's real, yeah.
One thing that we ask all our founders as we wrap this up, very on brand with the Uncommonality podcast. What is one uncommon practice, belief, or system that you've built over your career that you think anyone watching can get some value out of, or that you credit a lot of your success to?
You want the team to be better than the individual. So we have a lot of fun. We karaoke. We do all kinds of group activities, keep people connected, and we use our system. So we eat our own dog food. Yeah. So everybody from the lowest level person in our company to the highest, we train in our system, and it just creates messengers and evangelists for what we do.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Nate, you have something special going, my friend.
I hope so. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. And we wish you the best of luck with this big pitch.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.